You're welcome back to the show. It is still Rise 360, and I am your host, Kachi Ophius. So, you know this, it's been a very, very crazy day for the big screen and the small screen. But you see, at Rise 360, we love giving you a helping hand with keeping track of what's been going on. So here is our closer look at film and television. So here's your first dose of goodness. Steve Carell is making a long-awaited return to our TV screens with the Netflix show Space Force. Now, the actor and comedy show will have the Office creator, Greg Daniels. And, you know, they're returning for Netflix series inspired by President Trump's idea for Space Force as the sixth branch of the military, while the streaming service accompanied the show's announcement with a short teaser trailer that, in typical Netflix fashion, really shows nothing other than a shot of Earth from space. And you see here on Rise 360, we honestly pride ourselves with putting you and giving you the good stuff. So this new show called Black Earth Rising is a deeply personal journey about one woman's persistent exploration to uncover her hidden past, whatever it costs. Well, it stars British Ghanaian actress Michaela Coel and John Goodman. And here's a look at the trailer.
Take a long, hard look. Remember it.
Take a look at this. Take a good, hard look. This is what they did to me. I don't remember my family or my country. Nothing.
You have a British passport and you're my daughter.
I don't know my own name. The only thing I know is that it happened to nearly 1 million people, and I will never forget it, and neither should anyone else.
Where are you from originally?
Originally from loving parents.
Do you see yourself as a patient or a protagonist?
I'm a genocide survivor. That's why I tried to kill myself. No, I'm looking for the truth.
Where you were born, it's not always easy just to come out with the truth.
The International Criminal Court is now in session.
Some things are best left forgotten.
She keeps giving me things about my past. Why? What for?
Everyone has been lying to you.
The only chance of a real escape from the past is for everyone to recognize it.
The truth is far more complex than you may wish to hear.
Black Earth Rising, ladies and gentlemen. So check this out. We showed you the trailer a few days ago. The movie The Kid Who Would Be King basically tells the story of King Arthur, but not the way you really expect. So how about we take a look at what this unconventional story came out to be.
A few days ago, something amazing happened. I found a sword in a stone.
Kid Who Would Be King is based on one of the most famous myths in the world, but it's telling this legend in a completely new way, bringing it into the modern world. It's about a perfectly normal kid who's suddenly thrust into this massive adventure.
I was immediately intrigued by the whole notion of transferring what is usually looked on as a medieval piece into modern day.
Put it into Google Translate. It means Sword of Arthur. What if it's Excalibur?
It's kids, it's magic, it's colorful, it's dragons. It's a fantastic adventure.
You're a king, boy. Your quest begins. You have an army to fight, a demon to slay, and a country to save.
That's ridiculous. There's your sword back, and good luck with everything.
What on earth
are you children doing?
Saving Britain from eternal slavery.
It's one of the greatest stories of all time, and told in truly remarkable and funny way.
Where did you learn how to drive? Mario Kart.
So do you see how unconventional the story is? I mean, it's very relatable. You're in school and then you're saving Britain from eternal doom. How does that even add up? Anyways, away from that. So a day after news broke of a secret Ghostbusters movie, which will be helmed by Jason Reitman, the son of the original helmer, Ivan Reitman, well, a teaser has been released for the Sony Pictures film, which is due out sometime in the summer of next year. Now, the video opens on a dark, cloudy and windy night as the camera moves closer to a shed, where it is then revealed to the house of the iconic Ghostbuster vehicle Ecto-1, which is used to travel throughout New York City to take on ghosts and other supernatural entities. Well, it looked interesting, but they didn't really reveal much apart from the fact that we're getting Ecto-1 back. Yesterday, it was also revealed that Reitman and Jill Cannon had co-written a new Ghostbusters film, which will be a follow-up to the original that was first released in 1984. Production is slated to commence in this summer, although it is still unclear as to whether the original ghost fighting gang will be involved. Well, I guess we can only keep our fingers crossed. Well, you probably won't believe it, but when Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker was approached with the idea of doing an interactive project by Netflix, he said no. So thankfully, he had a rethink, and Black Mirror's first interactive feature film, Bandersnatch, was born. Now, it's all fans have been talking about since its release, and it just may change the way we watch films and TV in the future. It's gotten so many reviews, lawsuits as well. We'll take a look at what went into creating this ambitious project.
Bandersnatch.
Bander what?
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch is a unique Black Mirror story in that it's interactive. You, the viewer, get to decide what's going to happen. It's actually quite complicated behind the scenes, but for the viewer, it's fairly straightforward. You are given choices. Will you go out of the door or will you jump out of the window? But there's myriad sort of timelines and story branches you can go down. Netflix asked us if we'd be interested in doing an interactive story. I knew I wanted to do another period episode, and I thought, well, what if you're controlling somebody in the past? So it kind of spiraled from there.
The past is immutable, Stefan. We can't choose differently with hindsight.
The story itself focuses on a young guy called Stefan Butler.
Stefan, sorry. That's all right, I get it all the time. Stefan is a video game coder, and it's a story about him trying to make his first game and get it published.
Tucker's an entrepreneur, he's a bit of a hustler, and he's set up his company, Tuckersoft, and he's got basically a bunch of nerds in, and he's just working them dry, basically.
I'm Colin, yeah?
Yeah, I've played all of your games.
Colin is a gifted games developer. He recognises a certain talent in Stefan.
How did you know that?
It was very challenging at every stage. There were points where, in working stuff out, it got like trying to do a Rubik's Cube in your head. And I had to literally get up from my desk and kind of walk around the house holding my head.
It was a new experience producing this film. I remember midway through the first day, literally ripping up the call sheet and the running order and going, okay, we need to do this a different way.
Then you've got the actors having to keep track of where their character is, bearing in mind that the previous morning they may have played themselves in a different timeline.
It's really hard to get your head around which scenes you're doing because there's just so many.
Sometimes I'd be delivering what I thought was version 3 of the dialogue, and I can see the actor opposite me giving me the eyes of, say, that's version 4, mate.
As you watch or play, you kind of become part of the story yourself.
The interactive element was core. It was adding a whole other conceptual value.
There's all sorts of different narrative paths, and they could lead you in this direction or that. Or they can even lead you in a great big loop all the way back to the very beginning.
Bandersnatch.
Bander what?
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch is a unique Black Mirror story in that it's interactive.